Well, Corey, I'll ask the obvious question. Obviously, being a transfer from FSU, what does it mean to you to go back and face them this week?
It means a lot. I'm excited just to get back down there. Just in a different environment, different mindset. So I'm really excited about that.
And have there been any things that you've seen that look familiar to what you faced last year when you were a part of the team? I mean, is there anything that you can kind of take from last year that you saw that you can use this week?
No, not really. They honestly look like a totally different team on paper. So I mean, obviously familiar with a couple things, but it's totally different.
Thanks.
James?
Yeah, Corey, I'm sure you're familiar with Jordan Travis from being there, maybe going against him some in practice. Just your thoughts on his ability as a runner at the quarterback position and what type of a challenge that might present for you guys this week.
It obviously, I mean, dealing with the running quarterback presents a challenge every time. And I mean, he's an explosive player. He's a player who can score from anywhere on the field. So just allowing him or making him use his arm to beat us is a big goal. Just taking him and his run game out of it, that's like a big thing. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, he's a great player, and I got a lot of respect for Jay Tribe.
And just to follow up, given you just came from Florida State, is this a game where you feel like you have to control your emotions a little bit going in because it could be an intense level game for you going against some of your former teammates?
No, not at all. I'm well beyond that. Just with the mindset of this team that we have, I can't get caught up in the emotional stuff. I have to just play disciplined football and just be the best team that I could be so that we could win. Ultimately, that's the goal. It's well beyond Corey versus Florida State.
Thanks, Corey.
David?
Yeah, Corey, I wanted to push you a little bit harder on that, just as far as wondering what it would mean to you to have a big game against your former team, and then just wondering, if you who's going to come, be at this game, if it's going to be kind of a family affair, just what that's going to be like.
I definitely have a lot of family coming. I'm excited about that. It'll be my first game where I actually have like a good amount of family coming. So I'm excited about that. And what was the first part of the question?
Just what it would mean to you. Obviously, you want to have a big game every game that you play, but to do that against your former team, what that would mean for you.
It definitely would mean a lot. Just to have a big game, but I feel like I've prepared well all week, so I expect to have a big game. So it's just a matter of time.
Have you been like exchanging texts with any former teammates, or what? Has there been any conversation back and forth, maybe even some playful, jabs?
No, not really. Most of the guys that I really talk to, they're either in the NFL now or they're just done with football. So I don't really talk to anybody else on the team.
Do you think? I know Cyrus is always really pumped up before games. Is he gonna like just shoot out like a cannon, before out?
He's really excited. I know he wishes he could play. But I can only imagine how hype he's gonna be Saturday.
Jonas?
Hey, Corey, on Monday, Coach Doran said you played probably your best fundamental game of the season against Louisville. What was working for you, and what was your preparation like leading up to that game that it all carried over to the playing field, and how do you keep that going this week?
To be honest, I don't know. I feel like my preparation was a lot different last week because I made some big time mistakes in the Miami game. So just challenging myself personally, just going out because I know that all the coaches wanted to see like how I react because like it really bothered me just making those mistakes, hurting the team. So like they wanted to see how I react just in practice on Tuesday, which is the hardest practice. And like I just showed them, like I practice just like myself. Like I always take pride in practicing hard and just, having a great week of practice and then just being able to make some plays for the team, help the team win Saturday. It just shows just like preparation is everything.
James?
Corey, you may have been asked this before, so if so, I apologize. But transferring in from Florida State to NC State, a divisional team, was there any sort of transition in terms of chemistry with the team? I mean, or did those guys just generally kind of welcome you in, with open arms?
Um, I mean, that was one thing I was worried about, was just being accepted by the team, because I mean I had history with these guys from just playing them over the years, and just the biggest thing for me was just I came in and just showed them, just my mentality and just how I worked, and just kind of showed them, I'm not a freshman. I'm not a freshman coming in from high school. Like, I'm a graduate student who's trying to go to the NFL. So, just showing them my work ethic and showing them, like what I'm here and what I'm about. It just kind of gravitated everyone towards me, ultimately.
And just being here 4 or 5 months now, what's your time been like in Raleigh?
Oh, it's been great. I've loved it. Raleigh's a great place. NC State's a great place, full of great people. And if I could make a decision again, I would, a million times.
Thanks.
David,
Yeah, kind of to piggyback on that, you guys, where you guys are right now, 6-2 after 8 games, well within reach of the divisional title. I mean, was that a big reason why you decided to come here, because, of what this team could be?
I mean, I knew obviously NC State had potential. I wasn't really familiar with them. And I knew that they had potential. I honestly came here just because of what I heard and just from what Cyrus told me. I mean, he told me how it was like just the type of place it was, just the great people. And that was something that I had just wanted to be a part of. It's just having experiences from the past, I feel like it was just a time for a change, just to change the people around me, if that makes sense.
So has this team then exceeded your expectations?
By far. Just the team, the staff, the people, just around me, the support staff, everybody. It's just everything's exceeded my expectations.
Do you think it's going to feel weird though, just to sit in the visitor locker room at Florida State?
No, not at all.
How come?
This is my team, NC State. I'm happy where I am, and I'm not thinking about Florida State at all.
Pat Welter.
Corey, the AP poll had you guys out of the top 25 for a few weeks. So what did you think that the playoff committee put you at 19, and are you happy with that?
Honestly, I didn't even see that. I haven't seen that. I'm trying not to. I personally don't pay attention to all that. I try to get to not feed into all of just the outside stuff with, the rankings and the accolades and stuff like that, just simply because that stuff can become distracting. And I don't want to start to feel like we're better than we really are. So I haven't, you telling me this right now is the first that I've heard of this. But I mean, it is a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, you just got to work from there.
And I used to work in Florida, cover Florida State a little bit. And as an outsider, it's hard to understand why they've struggled to get back to prominence. From your perspective, having played there, what do you think was maybe holding them back from getting to where they want to be?
I'd honestly say just carrying the Florida State standard, just the standard that's been set in the past. Just everybody carrying that standard, not just some people. Because I mean, that's the standard. I mean, the standard for everywhere is high, but that's obviously a standard that's exceedingly high. So that's something that I think. I mean, I'm obviously an alumni of Florida State. I always love Florida State. I'll always be a fan of Florida State. So I would love to see them back to where they were, but that's the one thing that I could see. Even when I was there, we didn't uphold the standard the way that we should have. So,
just to follow up on that quickly, do you think, because there's been multiple coaches come through, so was it like a coaching issue, or was it like a player culture issue?
I honestly can't speak on that because I mean I was a Jimbo Fisher recruit, so I signed to Coach Fisher thinking I'm about to play 4 years for Coach Fisher. So just as far as the coaching thing, I have nothing to say about that because I signed to somebody who I expected to play for, and he left my freshman year. So, just obviously dealing with all the coaches is tough because, I mean, dealing with the coaches was tough, but dealing with the coaches involuntarily would made it even tougher because it's like, just being a kid that has 40-some offers to, at a school like Florida State, and then having that happen, it's just, it makes you think about it, like, why me? Like, why did this happen? But just, I I signed with some great players. I played with some great players at Florida State. So I just feel like it was a mix of everything. Just we all could have done things better.
Jonas,
Corey, what's it like playing with a linebacker like Drake Thomas? I know you guys lost Isaiah and Peyton, but his play has continued to elevate each week. What's it like playing with a linebacker like Drake?
It's great playing with somebody like that behind you because I mean, it's just playing with somebody like that. The little mistakes that you do make when you're out there, you got somebody like that behind you who just makes up for every mistake. I mean, he's just always there, and you know, just with him playing at such a high level, it pushed other people to play at such a high level because it's like, how you gonna let one person just play at such a high level and everybody else just not stick out? So I feel like with just him stepping in at another position, playing at such a high level, it just motivates everybody else on defense to play at the same level or try to.
Obviously, during the game, you're in front of him, and there's a lot of stuff going on around you, a lot of bodies flying. But when you go back and watch film, do you ever see something that he did? And you're like, man, I can't believe he did this on the film, and you become a fan of his watching tape.
Yeah, no, he does stuff all the time where it's just like, even in meetings, like we'll be in film, my coach will call it out, he'd just be like, wow, like, look at this. I mean, he does stuff all the time, like even in practice. But I mean, that's just the type of person he is. Like, he might do something that's just crazy, you never expect it. And it can happen any snap, like any play. Like, and it's just, I mean, it's fun playing with somebody like that because you don't never know what they expect. He might catch an interception this play. He might go make the quarterback fumble this play. So it's like, you never know what they expect when you're out there with him.